5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. 1. Say something, Brian?
Mic test 1, 2, 3, 4,
Perfect.
5. Nice.
The agent.
Today's 4 Deep Sports Talk is brought to you in part by the TMLP, your hometown power company, Highland Hills Apartments, Mama King's Restaurant, Carrera Insurance, Whittington Hardware, Anytime Plumbing, 3 great businesses, 1 great community, the Grand Slam Samurai Baseball Academy, Soars Plumbing, and El Mariachi, the Mexican restaurant. Now in their 6th year, it's time for 4 Deep Sports Talk with your host and our own WVBF sports legend, umpire, Pop Warner and Little League coach, play-by-play announcer, and all-around good guy, Dominic Damiano, and his new sidekick, Brian Barad. Heard every Friday at 4 p.m. and Saturdays at 11:05, and considered the voice of youth sports in southeastern New England. It's now time for 4 Deep Sports Talk, right here, right now, on AM 1530 WVBF. Call them at 508-822-1106. Let's listen in.
Good evening, everybody. You are listening and watching 4 Deep Sports Talk on the news station, 1530 AM WVBF. DeepSportsTalk.com. I'm Dominic Damiano. Along with Brian Barad, we have a full house. We are covering the Bridgewater Raynham Hockey Trojans, and with us today is Robert Keane. Did I say that right? Mm-hmm. I got one right.
One for one.
1 for 1. Anthony Hart and head coach Dave Patrick. And on Wednesday, actually, we're going to go through, I'm going to put up the graphic a little bit on the games we'll be covering. Coach and I had another game. So that'll be 3 games we'll be streaming live with Trojans Hockey. But real fast, guys, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
So what did you guys think of getting on the radio? Did you guys look kind of shocked when you were sitting in there? You was a little caught off guard, huh?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, crazy.
Nothing wrong with that. But again, this is your hour. We're going to highlight Bridgewater Raynham Hockey. Coach, we are 1 win from clinching the OCL. Your first year as head coach, numerous years as JV varsity, junior varsity coach over there with the Trojans. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, also with Brockton High.
Oh, Brockton High?
Yeah, I was the assistant coach there.
Okay, so let's talk about, before we start talking to the guys, let's talk about how long have you been doing it, and where did you start, so people have a better idea that might not know you. You tell them a little bit what you passed.
I started coaching high school hockey at Brockton High School in the mid-'90s.
Okay.
With Bob Darcy. I was assistant coach there for 5 years, and I'm also a teacher, and I moved to Bridgewater Raynham in 2000.
Yeah.
And they happened to have a JV job open, and so I was a JV coach there for 10 11 years or so.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Close
yeah,
enough.
I forget.
We're not doing the tax.
Long time.
And I took a break. I have a 10-year-old son who plays hockey, and I've been coaching. I was coaching mites and squirts for the last few years with Tri-County.
So you're doing both gigs? You're doing junior hockey?
I was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my son needed a break from me, I think.
Oh, yeah. That's what they say.
Yeah, which it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And the job opened up, the varsity job last spring, and
There you
There I
go.
am.
The good thing about that is that I think I can speak for Bri, is that everyone's used to you. Everyone knows you. So it's not like another sport where they have to dive in and get used to a whole new system. I mean, did you change the system a lot this year?
you'd have to ask these guys.
Well, I'm going to ask them, and I got it all worked out.
There's a plan.
No,
You know what I mean?
I worked with Mark Jones, a lot, and there's definitely some things that have changed, but overall we're similar, I'd say.
That's cool. No, I just thought I'd ask you, you know what I mean? So, because sometimes you hear, I think the good thing is they know you. And they know you know the game, then they, and they feed off you better than if another face comes in, right? And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, being a teacher,
you know what I
I think
mean? Then you got
it's
to hope that
happened
the
to us
guy's
before,
fair. Yeah, then you got to hope the guy's fair. And if he's not fair, if he's not too nervous, is he too gun shy, is he play too safe, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was a plus that you got that.
Also, being a teacher at the high school, I
Right.
think helps a lot.
Right, especially when you give them good grades.
So they've been talking to you, huh?
Oh, I should have audio checked that one out.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of different than from the basketball team at your school. The brand new head coach coming over from Taunton, no one really knows him. That was kind of the question I wanted to ask you is I guess this is for you two kids, is what philosophies has Coach brought over from what Mark Jones had previously?
Nothing too new, I don't think. We don't do a completely new system at all. We stick to BR hockey, I think.
Yeah, that we're all. I think it's clear to see that we're mainly a team of grinders, and we're smart hockey players. So we don't really have an intense, crazy system that we use. It's just his philosophy is do my thing in the defensive zone, and you guys can do what you want in the offensive zone. And I think it's worked out pretty well, scoring goals. We just need to shut teams down in the defensive zone a little bit more.
Oh, you, sir.
Oh, me again? All right. So next Wednesday, you're playing Dartmouth, and with a win, you get the co-championship for the OCL. You get to go back to the tournament. Just talk a little bit about how much it means, and the three of you can answer it, just to going back to the tournament and finally being in the postseason.
Actually, nobody on the current team other than Coach, none of us have ever been to a state tournament, so it's huge. I know me and my brothers, they both went to state tournaments, and it'd be cool to, have the experience and say I went there, even if it's one game or, 5 games, whatever it is, it would be a cool experience.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be incredible. That's the goal right now. I mean, Dartmouth is what we're gearing for tomorrow's game, but we're definitely gearing for Dartmouth and that OCL win.
And that will be streaming live on 4D Sports Talk.
What a segue.
I know, right? Breaking right in there. But again, I'm trying to get the graphics up so people that are watching back home, they can, they'll have an idea of what we have planned. Plus, you'll probably put it on the website anyway. You're right. Probably get it out there, let them know what the final schedule is for the game that we're doing. Now, how are we doing for injuries on this club?
We've had a couple, but we do have some depth on the team, and we're fighting through injuries and illness also.
That illness, like the flu and stuff?
Yeah, the flu's going around the schools.
How many bodies did we lose?
Pretty much everyone's back now, but we had at least 3-4 kids at one time that were sick. But we're doing a little bit better now.
Then you got to hope they get their legs back under them and start over.
No, it worked out all right, I think.
Yeah. Right now we have one of our seniors, Liam Hooley, who's out with a concussion, and he's a great player, and he's a team player, tough kid, and that's going to hurt us. But we hope he can be back soon.
Now, how about let's before we forget. let's make sure we get the coaches out there. Like, if you could go through your staff, the JVs, and if we have a freshman program, just so we won't, because
Sure.
you know from being a JV, they can't do everything by themselves.
No,
You get a lot of-
absolutely.
You get a lot of help.
My assistant coach is Matt Turner. He actually took over the JV job when I left a few years ago, and he's now the assistant varsity coach. He was also he was a player of mine, 2001 to somewhere around there.
Oh, wow.
So we knew each other, and I didn't have to think twice, as far as picking an assistant. And also the JV coach is also a former player, Steve Hill, who he's been coaching youth hockey for the last few years, and I think it's worked out fairly well down there.
I'm sure you got a lot of experience. That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
And, they understand. They know how I like to play the game. And so I think it's worked fairly well.
Yeah, that's key to have former players come by. They just know your mindset. They know what they want. They know what to expect out of it. But Coach, just going back to my earlier question, just how important would it be for you in your first year as the head coach to get to the state tournament with this team?
Yeah, well, since we first met last spring, that's always been the goal, is to make the state tournament. I've coached a few teams that have gone to the tournament, and it's really an experience that I want for all the players on the team, because it's really it's something that you remember forever.
So what are we hurting on this club, do you think, to not just go over the tournament, but make a big dent? What do you guys see, between the three is personally that you think we're missing that one step to go and not just make the tournament, but maybe make a good impression in the tournament? Does anything come to mind that you think we're missing?
I got one thing. I think we don't have enough effort all the way through.
Okay.
Not playing 3 full periods all the time. We definitely have the skill and the depth and the strength. It's just a matter of
Skills there.
Yeah, definitely. It's just a matter of being able to bring it all 3 periods, full tilt, the whole way, and being able to finish the games. And the games that we have brought that, we've definitely, I think, impressed some people, such as Barnstable. That was a big win. Archbishop Williams, Franklin, we tied. Those are some big games for us, and we just need to bring it every time we get out there.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need to do, is bring it every time.
But I think a lot of us, they're learning too. I think we're learning how to win, learning how to finish games, because it just doesn't happen.
Sure, exactly right.
It's a learning experience, and and we've played some tough teams. We have a very difficult schedule. We've had 5 games against teams ranked in the top 10 in the state, including the number 1 ranked team in the state, which, we lost 6-1 to Springfield Cathedral, but I think it was one of our best games of the year. The real good team, one of the best high school teams I've ever seen.
6 Division I commits on that team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, we're going to take our first break. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk on the news station, 1530 AM WVBF, and streaming live online at 4deepsportstalk.com. Brian Barad, Lucas Saunders, our intern on the camera. We are covering Bridgewater Raynham Trojan hockey. You can call us when we get back at 508-822-106. Again, we will be right back.
Source Pumping has been in business since 1946, specializing in mainline drain cleaning, Title V inspections, tree root line removal, and camera line inspections to locate problem areas. With their fleet of trucks and warm, friendly staff and on-site helpful technicians, let us and let them take care of your business and residential needs. Call them today, toll free, 800-464-8370 or 508-824-8370, or check them out online at sourcepumping.com. Source Pumping, simply the best in what they do.
Mama Keen's Restaurant, serving the best in Dominican and American cuisine. It's a family-oriented restaurant located at 76 Ware Street in Taunton, offering the best atmosphere with music, dancing, and dining. All around family fun. They have a function hall for birthday parties, weddings, and business events. Any occasion, we accommodate your needs. It's simply the best in town. Call today and reserve at 508-822-0391. Mama Keen's Restaurant at 76 Ware Street in Taunton. Call today for your reservations or deliveries at 508-822-0391. A taste of the Dominican Republic in Taunton. Vengan y visítenos hoy.
If you love baseball as much as we do, then you need to check out our Championship Samurai Baseball program. The Samurai Baseball program is all about player development of any age, from 10-year-old to 18-year-old, from beginner to advanced. Samurai Baseball is not for every player, but Samurai Baseball program is only for the player who loves and respects the game of baseball and all who participate in it. We teach discipline, field presence, winning attitude through mental toughness and mental awareness. Because of the Samurai Baseball program, there is no off-season. Start with our winter workouts, the spring baseball, summer baseball, and fall baseball. So no matter what your skills level is or how old you are, you need to check us out at www.grandslamsamurai.com or give us a call at 508-726-9142, or you can email me at kenlally@grandslamsamurai.com.
Hey, welcome back. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk on the news station, 1530 AM WVBF, and online, all one word, FOUR, 4deepsportstalk.com. Brian Broad, Lucas Son is myself, Dominic Damiano. We are covering the 2014-15 Bridgewater Raynham Trojans. They are 1 win away from winning the OCL conference. Actually, you said it would be a dual championship, right?
Co-champs.
Co-champs.
Yeah, if you win Wednesday.
If you win Wednesday. Well, let's touch on that a little bit. I mean, you're playing the Indians, right? We all know you're playing the Indians that day. We're going to stream that game live on the internet. What you already played them once, right? Mm-hmm. What was the score of that game? Just to refresh everyone that doesn't know. Do you remember the score of that game?
Yeah,
6-5.
6-5.
So it was a close game.
Yes.
How many different lead changes were there? Just to get an idea.
Just
you know
one.
what I mean?
Actually, they were leading the whole game.
2-2. Right? We had the first goal.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, we did. But they were leading most of the game.
Yeah.
And we were down 2 goals in the third period, and
You were down 2 and came back. How much time was left in the game?
Oh, the last goal was scored with 1 second left in the game.
The last goal was scored with 1 second.
1 second on the clock.
How about that?
Wow, talk about
Yeah.
not giving up.
Yeah, Mike Pine.
Michael Pine.
Wow,
He
that's
scored
cool.
with 1 second left. It was quite a night. So we don't like to keep it that close, but
Yeah.
it came through.
does.
Get the job done.
does. So what did you guys, as players, what did you guys feel off Dartmouth? Were you guys skating with them? Were they getting a leg up on you?
They definitely have a good first line.
They do.
They have a
Yeah,
good power
good.
first line, and that's all they have. They have no depth to their team, but if you play down to their third line's level
Yeah.
against their first line, you're gonna get embarrassed.
Yeah, that's what
and that's just
happens.
what it
Yeah.
is.
They do have a very good first line. 3 kids, 3 juniors, I believe they are.
Good goal scorers.
Yeah.
And we have to contain them, and if we do, I think we got a good chance.
There you go.
Yeah, that's like Boston College's hockey team last year. Their top line, all 3 were in the NHL and led by Johnny Gaudreau. But my question to you is, in the OCL, there's only 3 teams. Do you feel like that's kind of a disadvantage to only have 2 other league opponents?
Absolutely. I think that, Barnstable is always a tough game every year, both games that we play them. We beat them once this year. We lost one. Both games were battles, and they could have gone either way. I think that only having 2 other teams gives us a disadvantage, because if there was more teams, we'd we could beat a couple other teams and lose to, like, there's more ways of winning the
Yeah, because like with this, with just 3 teams, if you have 1 or 2 bad games, which it happens sometimes.
Sure.
If it falls, if those bad games fall into these league games, then it's tough to bounce back and win the league championship. So, but I mean, we got a good shot this year. If we can go out, we can play our game like we did against Barnstable, and like Archie's, like I said earlier, I think we can get the co-championship. But if we come out, like I said, we don't play 3 full periods, then anything can happen, which is what happened when we played them last time, and we squeaked by. But
Yeah, but you guys mentioned 2 great schools, Franklin and Archbishop Williams, who are usually known for their hockey programs, and you guys beat them, right?
yep, tied Franklin, beat Archie's.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive in high school hockey. Those are 2 good high school programs.
They're really good.
You know what I mean? And for you to take it over and to do so far what you did, of course who doesn't want a better record than one? Of course everybody does. Everyone wants to be undefeated.
Yeah.
But right now, and you guys going with the flow and going with the new head coach and then beating those other schools, that's a step up, I think. I think that's really impressive. You know what I mean? Because you guys could easily be, and I'm just throwing, you guys could easily be 5-2 right now, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Right? You guys already know what you did with Dartmouth, and I can just look at you and tell you you're foaming at the mouth to get out there and play them again and get another shot at them.
absolutely.
You know what they're going to bring defensively. You know what they're going to bring in the neutral zone. How they're going to try to trap you. So, and it was only 6-5, and like you said, Robert, I'm cheating because I forgot your name for a second. But like you were saying, if that third line, if you hang with that third line, you're bumming. You got to be able to play your game.
Yeah, exactly.
So now how many goaltenders do we have in this club? We're going through the whole lineup right now. I was just curious. How many goaltenders you keep in?
Well, we have three goaltenders. We've gone with 2, Brendan Page and Danny Sullivan.
Yeah.
They've basically been going back and forth, and really, neither one of them has really, they've had some good games, but they're even as far as skill goes. We've been going back and forth, and Danny Sullivan's playing in net tomorrow against Duxbury, and then we'll go from there. We'll see how he does and decide in the beginning of the week who's going to go against Dartmouth.
So my last question, I know Brian's thinking about 80 questions right now. Are you doing a game-by-game rotation with these guys? Am I reading that right?
It hasn't been strictly game by game, but more or less, yeah. And until someone really shows that they belong there, I'll keep doing it that way.
That's a helpful headache to have. You have 2 great goaltenders going back and forth. That's a pleasant. That's like having 2 great catches behind the plate. If you think about it, that's great. That's a good weapon to have.
Yeah, just kind of go by feel.
Yeah.
But since we're already starting to talk about the team a little bit, and this is always a fun part of the show, is we're going to see if you guys can remember the whole team. I just want to list them off by grade, by number, by whatever. Just try to see if you can remember the whole roster.
All right. You want to start with the bottom? Start with the younger guys.
We're going to go to numbers.
I can't do numbers.
Let's go seniors. Seniors and then down.
Yeah, we'll go seniors down.
All right. So you.
Is me. I'm Robert Keane.
You remember he was on radio.
Number 15. Anthony.
Liam Hooley. Jake Delano, Justice Daniels, Derek Turner, and those are all the seniors, right?
Michael Hiltz.
Oh, Michael Hiltz. Oh, wow. He's my line mate. He's going to be mad if he's listening in right now.
He probably is.
Sure he is, man.
And then juniors. Oh, we got a lot of juniors. Pine.
Michael Pine, number 13.
Yep. And then Noah Page, Alex McGrath, Tom McCuddy, Matt Bezanson. Juniors. Pick the lines. Third line. No juniors. Huh.
See, dude, this is always the fun part of the show.
It really is. We're getting caught up at juniors.
Tom McCuddy.
Tom McCuddy.
And then Danny Sullivan and Brendan Page.
Both the goalies are juniors.
Yep. And then what about defense? And then I think that's all the juniors. I hope I didn't forget.
Did you get McClellan?
Did I say? No, I did not say McClellan. Mike McClellan.
Mike McClellan.
17.
17. Oh, jeez.
It is pretty cool because now you get them shout-outs to get us off the
Sophomore.
And then
Sophomores, Bryce Salini.
Tyler Harrington, John Jack Sweeney. We don't really know what his first name is.
Still trying to figure it out.
And then Jack Papsadoro, Ben Thorne.
Ben Thorne.
Oh, Eric Perry's a junior. We forgot Eric Perry.
Yeah, Perry.
And Ryan Casella. He's also a junior.
Yep.
Jeez. Sophomores. Is that all? Is that all the sophomores?
Yeah, that's all the sophomores.
You sure?
Heidenbush? No, he's a
Matt Weber.
Yeah, Matt Weber. He's a junior. Wow.
No, he's a sophomore.
Is he a sophomore?
Sophomore.
Oh, he is a sophomore. Sorry, Weber. And then
Hope we didn't forget anyone.
yeah, and then Heidenbush is a freshman. And then Ben Pelland is the other goalie. He's the third goalie.
Yeah, he's a junior.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Is that a
We're
final?
good. That's everybody.
Yeah, that's
I think
good.
That's pretty cool.
everybody.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate that because you guys shout them out. Coach hung you out to dry. Didn't want to say anything. He was like, I wonder how they're gonna do on that test.
I'm just glad they use first and last names because I forget who we interviewed last time. Like, oh yeah, there's Sully, One Eye, Joe, Billy, Fitz. Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
That was Cardinal spelled Joey. All right, we're gonna take.
Oh, we have those names too.
Yeah, you gotta have the camaraderie. We're gonna take our second break. You can call in at 508-822-1106. Maybe I should have said that when we came back from break. Brian Barad, Lucas Honest, I'm Dominic Damiano. We're covering the 2014 and 15 Bridgewater Raynham Ice Hockey Trojans. We'll be right back with more.
A retired employee of the TMLP. We work 24/7 to keep homes and businesses working. Did you know that you can save as much as 10% a year on your heating and cooling bills by simply turning your thermostats back 10 to 15% for 8 hours? If you install a programmable thermostat, you can adjust the times you heat or cool so the equipment isn't operating continuously. Buy an Energy Star programmable thermostat and you'll get the additional benefit of a rebate from TMLP. Just one more tip from TMLP to help you save money and the planet.
Welcome to Highland Hills Apartments. We are located at 30 Highland Street in Taunton, Massachusetts, conveniently located between Route 44 and Route 138. Highland Hills Apartments is a community consisting of over 13 acres of privately owned land on beautifully maintained grounds. We offer reasonable rents that include heat and hot water. Special features and programs include basketball court, playground for all ages, on-site laundry facilities with new high-efficient smart card operated washers and dryers, 24-hour maintenance service, private fenced-in backyards, recently remodeled kitchens with garbage disposal and a new dishwasher in each unit. We also offer in our community center activities such as Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, and a summer program. Highland Hills Apartments. Be part of our community located at 30 Highland Street in Taunton, Massachusetts. Apartments available now. Minimum income requirements do apply. Visit us on the web at highlandhillsapartments.com or give us a call today at 508-823-1412. Highland Hills Apartments. Let us make your house a home. Highland Hills Apartments is managed by the Boston Land Company and enforces the policy of equal housing opportunity.
Mexican restaurant located at 44 Taunton Green, right in the center of the Christmas City, with locations at 620 Washington Street in Easton and their new location at 213 Taunton Avenue in Seekonk. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. until 10 on Sunday through Thursday and until 11 on Friday and Saturday, with the bar open later. Visit the cantina from 3 to 6 daily for half-price appetizers. Enjoy them with a great margarita, featuring an extensive menu with all your favorite Mexican food, sizzling fajitas, tacos, burritos, enchiladas, and quesadillas. Steak, pork, chicken, and salads are also available, done their special way, the finest around. Parking available at the rear of the building. Keeping with the holiday spirit, El Mariachi has a special offer for the month of December. Buy a gift certificate for $25 and get $5 free. Their phone number is 508-821-5953. Feliz Navidad from El Mariachi Mexican Restaurant.
Hey, welcome back. You are listening and watching 4 Deep Sports Talk on the news station, 1530 AM WVBF, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. This time I'll get it right. You can call in right now at 508-822-1106 if you have a question for the coach or the guys that are in there. As we talk, again, Bridgewater Raynham Trojan Hockey. They are currently 1 win away from co-champs, I guess, right? Co-champs is probably the politically right way to say it. Over there, the old Colony Youth League. That game, and I'm going to, as I go through the schedule, we will be there. Actually, let me take it a step back. That is February 4th, but on February 3rd, we'll be covering the Bridgewater Durfee rematch game. That's high school basketball. That's on the 3rd. We'll be streaming that live from Bridgewater Raynham High School. Then, of course, this game here, the ice hockey team, the Trojans, again, they're playing the Indians in Dartmouth. They're going to drop the puck at 8 o'clock. We'll be there earlier setting up our gear, so you'll be able to watch that off our website, off our Ustream channel. Then we go all the way to, actually we have, what other game do we pick? We picked the Marshfield game? No, Marshfield Saturday. Pembroke on the 19th. But before that game, we are going to be live on the 16th. This is all February. 16th, and it's confirmed it is Mansfield, not Medway, as I was originally told. We grabbed it off the website or something, and that's the game that said you guys had lined up. But that's the 16th. They're going to drop the puck at 8 o'clock. Does that sound right?
Yes.
And you just answered me, Coach. Then the 19th, well, again, this is a reschedule from the last Wednesday, the Pembroke game, which is actually, this is going to be the last game of your regular season. We'll have that game on February 19th. They'll drop the puck 8 o'clock again, probably, right?
4:10.
4:10, all right, that's right, 4:10. So we'll have that game. So we have those 3 games lined up, like we said. Excuse me, let me go into one more time. We have February 4th against Dartmouth for the OCL Co-Championship. We have the 16th against Mansfield. And then we have the 19th, the last game of the regular season. Again, that's Pembroke. So check that out. Check that out on 4Deep, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. Maybe you and I can do a little pre-interview if you want. If you want to do something, we can talk about the team.
Absolutely.
You know, and talk a little about BR hockey before we drop the puck. And I did that. I had the privilege of doing that with Doug Allis before every game. You know, poor guy was scratching his head. But, you know, he had a young team, you know, but they're trying over there in the basketball side of it. But so I like your mindset when you guys are talking about the rematch with Dartmouth. I think that's cool. That must make you feel better, Coach, when you can see the look in their face and the determination, and they know what they have to do. Makes your job easier, no? Am I saying that? Would you agree? Or?
Yeah, these guys have done a great job all year, and I've depended on them for a lot.
Yeah.
You know, being a first year coach and not really knowing, kids in the program, they've done great. And while we're talking about them, I will say, on our team we also have 3 students that are National Honor Society, and both these guys right here are on National Honor Society. So it says a lot about, the makeup of our team.
Yeah, it does. Now, every now and then, basically it's the same way I format all these questions. You guys are done. Did you play varsity all 4 years? Or how'd that work out for you 2 guys?
I played varsity all 4 years, yes.
Yeah, I played 3 years. My freshman year, I was on the junior varsity team, actually with our assistant coach, Matt Turner.
Okay.
He was my coach.
The reason why I said that is because I'm trying to work into my next question is, you guys know where you're at right now as far as your ability to play the game, your ability to skate hard, how to look over the situation. For the younger kids, the freshmen, the sophomores, even the juniors, what advice could you give those guys that you wish if you could go back in time? You know what I mean?
The one thing I'd love to express to the guys is that the 4 years of high school hockey fly by.
Yeah.
They're gone. They come and they go, and they're gone. I'm a month away. Yep. And it's put it all every single time you're out on the ice is what you need to do.
Yep, absolutely. I completely agree. Every time you get out there, every shift, just play your hardest and do whatever you can to help your team. Whether you're, a goal scorer or you block shots, whatever you do, just do it, whatever you can to help your team and make it to that state tournament, because it's, something we haven't got to do, and we really want to do it this year. So we're hoping we can take advantage of it. We wish we could have done it in the past, but and we didn't wait till this last year. But I think that this is the group that's going to do it. So yeah.
Is there one thing in the offseason specifically that you wanted to work on going into this season? One thing that you really wanted to do better than last year?
For me, it was just about I think getting a little bit stronger. I had worked on my skating a lot in the past years because I wasn't always a strong skater. But this year is about getting a little bit bigger, getting a little bit stronger, and just so I wouldn't get pushed around out there. I could push people around instead. And I think that worked out for me. And yeah, I got a little bit bigger, and yeah.
Definitely hitting the gym was key. Preseason stuff. Also just staying in shape, hockey shape. I played 2 half-season teams. I was on the ice 6 days a week, playing every single day. And it's what I love. It's what I do.
Yeah.
And
Exactly. That's what some athletes don't understand. Hockey is different from I think any other sport, and the training, the preparation. Not only you have to stay on the ice, multiple times a week, but you got to get in hockey shape, like Keno said, which is a lot different from other sports. You got to have the wind, the strength, and every part of your body. And yeah, I think that some people don't always see that, but yeah, hockey you have to train. I think every off season, and that's why we love the game, though.
Now, Coach, from a coaching perspective, was there one thing in the offseason that you wanted to work on, offense, defense, goaltending, or is there just one part of the game that you knew that you could improve from last year?
Well, over the summer, I watched all the tapes from last year of all the games, and I didn't really get to see many of their games, live, simply because I was coaching other teams. But the one thing, and we're still working on it now, that isn't so much work in the off season, but learning how to finish games. All right, getting a lead and keeping it, and we've done okay. I think a little bit better. All right, but we still got improvement. We still got to improve at finishing games.
There you go. Now, in coming into this year, was there one opponent that you guys really wanted to face more than anyone else? When you got the schedule, was there one team that you circled and you wanted to bring your A game for that game?
Barnstable.
Barnstable every year. I have my own things. I don't choose to play differently in any other game.
Yeah.
I think if you just keep your mind straight, you'll play basically consistently.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. We obviously look forward to the Barnstable games because they're our rival, and they're they're in our league. But like Keno said, you can't approach
that's our problem is approaching games differently.
Yeah, you got to be consistent. Have the same mindset every game. This, like we said, like appreciating every game like it's your last, and that's what we got to do more, and that's why. We tried not to look forward just to one game, but it's hard not to when it's such a big game.
That's a good mindset to have. I mean, I asked a lot of these high school kids, and they all say this town, whatever, and yeah, you did come out and say Barnstable, but it's you still got to remember there's X amount of games in the rest of the year too, so you can't put everything on to one game. But yeah, that was a good answer.
It was a good answer. It was unique. It was unique, like you said. We always hear guys pick out. That's a good point. So, Coach, what did you change with the conditioning, knowing that you worried about finishing? Did you change anything in the initial conditioning when you started this year?
Not really. Finishing games, I don't think it's so much conditioning because I think they came into the season in fairly good shape.
Yeah.
Right. It's upstairs.
It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
It's all mental.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we're trying.
Yeah.
Trying to chip away at it. It's tough to break old habits. It really is. But we'll see.
There you go. Now, what about you? Let's say I want to play, and Brian and I want to try out for VR.